Yes,
colors pretty
and that was one of my thoughts exactly, but because of the fact is that usually you're better off with some kind of brick on the lower ends anyway because of mowing and whatever else and, you know, throwing stones and just whatever, and it's just, but
Yeah.
I'm good with
You good with
those
that one?
colors there, but that's just one opinion.
You good with this one?
What are they then?
They would be the charcoal gray and then the high gloss white would be the siding. I think it would look nice. Just my opinion, I'm thinking weddings, graduations, doesn't always have to be red, black and white. So, and I think it would just be neutral, you know what I'm saying, so. And then, like I said, we could put the sign out.
I may have a sign in that one grant. For some reason, I think I put like $3,000 in it. I'll have to pull it back out and reread it. For the foundation, the one that's picking up half of the tables in there.
I like the red. It's probably, do you think it's gonna be used more as a community center or a venue?
That's where I was kind of.
I always think it's gonna be more of a community building, in my opinion, so I think it would be better to embrace our community, our school, our colors. That was my thinking, but that was the only reason. I do not think it'll be used more for venues. Maybe, I've been wrong before. Maybe it will be widely popularly.
I'm hoping that we have somebody, we have more options than just the American.
Yeah.
So,
Do I think somebody's gonna look at it and not rent it because it's our school colors? No, I don't. That's what I would say.
I don't know. I've been talking to a couple people, I'm gonna keep those, you know, and I asked them, I said, well, if you were to have a wedding, would you do it in front of a red barn? And they're like, these are most females though, so I don't know. So it's, you know, getting me,
But I guess
who's the venue with it?
I guess, and I wasn't on council when we first started the community center, but we keep referring it to like a venue, but my idea of a community center is like lipsticks, you know, for activities and course and the phase process.
Yeah, I hope to do that as well, but I also hope to have other things in there.
Which I get the whole shading or fading of the red, but
that was one of the things I was told about. I like the idea of the red and black, but I was told about the red fading. It'd be rough on
But
I don't.
yeah, as Tyler noted too, though, a lot of stuff is powder coated anymore, so it doesn't fade.
It shouldn't fade. Okay.
Like it, you know.
Now, in my opinion, you can research that for yourself. It just doesn't fade like old paint.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle, so I don't know. Somebody's gotta make a motion.
I like them both, but my thing with red is like where it's located, it's gonna stick out. I think it's almost, almost like a more neutral.
This is nice, but it just does look kind of, it's just regular bark.
Yeah.
I like the red and black, or the white and black, just because I think it stands out a little more, but I understand the heat too, so.
How much would it, you've done in construction, would black really make a difference with the roof on that? If it's insulated, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you got dark roofs, I mean.
Yeah, they're metal.
Ash gray. Those are one of my colors.
And what other one would you think, black and white?
That's what my choice is after I looked at all these 7 times, but,
I do like the darker black than the gray.
I like the
think it
darker
stands
black
out more.
than this one, but if you got the point of the heat, I think this, it's still would.
More outside during the summertime, I don't know if it, like I said, you know, if you're using it in the summer.
Between black and gray.
You have an AC, we just have AC, right? In it, right?
I would probably say black.
Black, okay, well, deciding on black and white? Okay.
I understand your point with the heat, but out of looks alone, it'd be black, but
And
I don't
Tyler,
have
like-
the experience with the heat, the knowledge of the heat, but then charcoal gray.
We did in the winter.
This one. Right.
But like if we have like a white building, the red would really stand out.
That's not a big red, just the longer I looked at it, I like the black, but.
Aaron just built the white with the black trim if you go by his place.
That's kind of why I noticed it, after I did the vote, I drove
I
out.
think Steve Ryder on 97 has more of the grays that we were looking at.
And I went by one, just, I was in Finley, it was white roof, white, and then black trim, and then like black. It's on the corner of, I can't think of the name.
That prosthetic place out there on 99,
Yeah.
they have the fake stone at the bottom.
Yeah.
My vote's black and white.
Yeah, I like that too. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, I didn't even think about black and white, so, yeah.
I'm colorblind, so black and white works for me.
There you go, fine, you've been colorblind.
No, I've got a color deficiency,
Okay.
but I'm not colorblind.
I will wait for you now.
But, yeah.
Okay.
I'm good with black and white.
Okay.
I have no differing opinions, but if that's what the group likes, that's fine.
So,
I'll say black and white.
and if in the future we decide to go with some kind of brick, maybe we can do a red brick lower or something.
Red benches.
That's like the red would really stand out as like a decor color.
It doesn't get.
This regular
red
red
picnic
true
table
black.
at the
true
Yeah,
black,
yeah.
high
It
gloss
gets
white.
accent color to add with
Does
it.
have a red door.
Yeah.
High gloss.
High
white.
gloss white, yeah.
I know, I'm not putting them in there, I'm holding them, like, I'm gonna leave it away from.
True black, high gloss white.
Did you make a motion on that then? Did you, or who made it? Nobody yet?
I make the
Sarah
motion.
made the
Sarah
motion.
said it all night.
Sarah makes
She was holding the cards.
That the red, God, the black and white,
High gloss.
high gloss white,
True black.
true black color for the community center.
I'll second that.
What?
So just for like background for me, so
Sorry.
is it really like, are we just getting the building up and more focusing on it being a rental until we can get a phase 2 and get more in there, or,
It'll be big enough to play basketball.
so we'll have basketball stuff in there?
We can have a lot of the junior highs that get bumped.
Okay.
That
Do
was
we-
part of the.
Because it
deal.
never
I
referred
thought
to
of
it as
that.
a venue, and I'm like, okay, wait,
Is that one of our things
Yeah.
that you can use for grant money, for, like, do we need a basketball hoops or something like that? Do we need to try to plan something? I thought of that when we talked about it, maybe.
I have a feeling there'll be some additional ones by the time it's close to completion from the foundation. We do have some, Heart and Soul. Each year we get a little bit of money from that as well. 1,500, 1,500.
Would that be would we be looking at the retractable ones, or you thinking?
That's what I was gonna ask, we put them on the walls, we have to put holes in the floor.
That I don't know.
Probably something.
I think lipsticks are on the wall, but they also have like a
Let's
walking
get the
track.
building up and then do a
Yeah.
walk.
Yeah.
I think lipstick has the retractable, they go.
They go up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right.
All right.
Yes, you do need a roll call. Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Brumble?
I would like to vote no.
Mr. Basic?
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer?
Yes.
Mrs. Black?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherman?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Number 3, Greg.
All right, I talked with Eric Charles Peterman, and also reached out to Garrett Chamberlain from Northwest, about the size of the water meter and the line that should go to the community center. Both have stated a concern to me about a 3/4 inch line. I think I attached emails, with their opinions on there.
Who proposed that size line?
The 3/4 inch line. I think Sarah said something to me about,
When we talked to the superintendent and said like, water superintendent, he said there would be no reason to have a larger line running back there. He gave me a quote for the same thing.
That's all.
Yeah, way back, yeah.
There's an inch and a quarter on the print. They're calling for an inch and a quarter. So, you can read the emails, I went back and forth. I don't know if you, look at Mr. Chamberlain's, you know, he said maybe do an inch, but do an inch and a half service line. So then if it is not adequate, if we ever do add on to the building, we just have to change the meter where the line is already sized for an inch and a half. I listed the prices there, what our Northwest Water will charge us for water and sewer taps. Looks to me like a 1 inch. It's going to be around $12,147. An inch and a half is $19,051, and I don't believe we need a 2 inch at all, and that was $27,000. This is considering the $2,602 they'll give us credit for the taps that are on that property that we purchased earlier this year. So, if we are all in agreement.
Do you know where they're gonna run yet?
I'm trying to get them on the south edge of that property. Like, I want the utilities to run along there in case in the future anybody decides to do anything with the McLean property. Anna McLean? Lesson?
Anna Lesson,
I keep
Newell
thinking
property.
that. The Newell property, in case, I don't want them to go right down the middle of the
south
property.
side of the Newell property?
Yeah, and that would be like in front of the community center, it would come in that way.
When do we get that property?
December.
So we'll have it before they do all that?
She told me she probably won't be out for a bonus, so she kissed that bonus goodbye. She has not found a place yet. So December 18th is supposed to be, at that point, honestly, we probably won't be bulldozing the house in December. I don't know what we'll end up doing, whether charge her rent. An eviction would look pretty pathetic for us. But we'll
But
see.
that gives enough time for like, to do on
Actually,
that property?
you can share.
Well, we'd be able to go ahead,
Pardon me?
we'd be able to go ahead and run along that south side.
Even if she.
Would you
wasn't-
though, like, what if the machinery, where you're digging, I don't know where it's looking, but it could be, you could be on that other person's property.
On Nancy's, we've met with
We-
Nancy. There's posts in the property line already.
So a lot of those big trees that are along there are Nancy's.
Mhm.
The only thing that maybe we need to ask Anna is that she goes through the garage that's to the south of the
To the
house.
south.
The old bait shop.
The old big shop.
That needs to be gone through so we can tear that down and remove the
Place it
brush
there, yeah.
to get the lines in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, you're gonna have to do all that.
Yeah.
So are we all right with the 1 inch? Or do
How
you
many
want us-
I'm gonna ask a question, but I just read that first email, but, how many restrooms, how many toilets are in this?
3 and 2.
Yes.
I think
3
3.
restrooms, 2 urinals?
There are urinals in the boys.
You know, Sarah, I didn't,
Just, I mean, cause it's not like this is a high,
I
and
didn't-
you can email it to me, cause I just have questions about that, but just to confirm that I think I'm.
No, I'm not, I was just asking, because I didn't want to,
Yeah,
my fear is we undersize it and then we're spending money
Later.
later. So I'd rather spend the money now and then it's done.
yeah,
But obviously I don't want to spend money we don't have to, but,
right.
so we can come back to that.
I think there's 3 urinals. 1 handicap stall, 1 regular in the boys.
if you don't mind sending it over.
All right, moving on to number 4. The state has passed a House Bill 96 that deals with political subdivisions. We need to have a cybersecurity plan in place. I thought it was January 1st, but that is for cities and counties and cities. Rob just said to us we wouldn't have ours have to be implemented until July 1st of 2026. I did meet with Sean from Intech, and he is going to give us a proposal so I can bring to you guys and see what we're going to do with that. But that is something that we're going to have to do. It's been mandated by the state.
By July 1st, 2026?
Yes. I did send in the tax assessments. Haley had all that on a nice little form that they like. We did send them in for mowing. One was for trash pickup, gas and ERUs that we have no payment on. We already talked about number 7 and number 8. Number 9. Rob will be probably talking about this too. I was contacted by Garrett Chamberlain from Northwest about a resolution that was on their board minutes, which I didn't know that was on there. He just called and wanted to make sure I was aware of it. It was dealing with the village of Macomb. This resolution deals with the transferring of property back to the village because the district no longer has a use for it. I did go over the original agreement with Northwest, and then I sent it to Rob. He reviewed it, went back and forth with Garrett on some emails. We had a good email back, basically stating everything that Rob asked me to ask him. He said it in the email. They'll still take care of the water. They'll take care of the height of the water in the reservoir, and they will run the pumps for us. But according to the agreement, they want to give that stuff back to us. So,
What's the reasoning?
Bob, they're still gonna do everything.
It wasn't one of the emails.
It's not a
about
property
being
tax
fed
thing,
for
right?
North
We're
Baltimore.
already paying the prop, who, is it property tax?
it was in there. They took possession. So it's like carved out in the park, that piece of property. And
They pay property tax on it?
They pay up.
They pay?
They own it. So now they want to give it back. And Rob can,
That's what the agreement calls for, and if it's no longer any use to them, they are allowed to give it back to us, and we have to take it.
That's in the agreement by 2018 or 16.
2018, I think. No, 16. Yeah, just before me.
The pumps are very big, 2 of them. If they go down, it's gonna cost. But
But he did say that they
They're
had put
working.
some maintenance into them, and they're running on all 8 cylinders right now, I guess.
so I just wanted you aware of what's going on with that. Any questions or concerns with that?
Are they removing anything out of the building?
Nope.
It's gonna be handed over as is? And we hand it over to them the same?
Yep. That's
Just-
yep.
They did a lot of work inside the building with all electronics, and I was worried because it states in there about a cost, and I asked Mr. Chamberlain in an email what it's going to cost us for them to give this building back to us. Nothing. Just we got to put the electric back in our name.
Okay. Just as long as we're not gonna lose something where we have to deal with controls with pumps and stuff.
I was gonna say, who, they're maintaining the pumps or what? Who's gonna be?
They will run the pumps for us.
Yeah.
It must be, they was gonna dumb it down, but they decided not to. So they would run the pumps for us, but if anything happens to that,
If they
it's
break?
us.
It's us. Okay, I got it now.
Which is the way it was pre-2006. You're getting back what you already own,
Right.
Okay,
but probably in better shape than
Better
you're going
shape.
to operate.
okay.
they said they would run them twice a year, so we'll need to have a calendar, make them sign off.
Cause I emailed them now to run them, cause I know it's probably not on their list. pass that around, please. Tyler. Number 10, I met with Patrick from AEP, trying to decide how to get power back to the community center. We did look at 3 options. One was along the Anna's property. I just feel like I'm trying to cram too many utilities in a little bit of an area, and we have to cross over that storm line. And they did not want to put poles up through Anna's property. They wanted all underground. So then he looked at the pump house, and that is way too of a distance to get from the pump house back to the community center. And I asked him, what about behind Dollar General? It would be overhead. And then it would be setting 2 poles and then going underground from the second pole into the building just south of the parking lot. That's going to be for the community center. I thought this was a better fit because if we ever do anything with the rest of that back there, if we ever develop it, we have power. We have power and we have 2 poles that we can come off of already. He said the cost of this, because it's overhead, is not going to be that much different than trying to do underground from the pole on 235 back. Even though this is a longer distance, but will be above ground for most of it. So I reached out to Dollar General because there's a little section back here behind Dollar General that I need an easement for AEP to get, and they were receptive of that. Patrick is working on an exhibit for me to turn in to Dollar General to get. They already have an 85-foot easement, but I need the rest of the way to the edge of the property to our property. And then the poles will be lined up on the edge of our property, down behind the dentist's office and the doctor's office.
So then it would run underground from that.
Right.
second
Then it
pole.
would run. I thought if anything we could put a street light on the last pole to help light up the parking lot of the community center. So if you guys don't have any objections to that, that's what I was going to try.
So the angled line would be that last pole?
That's not set in stone, but yeah, that would
Underground
be,
proposed?
yes.
Right. Are the poles that back in that development, or are they all underground? Or does it run along that?
Back in the development, the housing development?
Yeah, the
It's all
housing.
underground.
That's all underground.
And that's coming through existing 230?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions or concerns with that? All right, if I proceed with that way? All right,
I would agree.
that's all I have.
Are you sure? Everyone knows that, right?
Hopefully the lot out here will get something.
Oh, yeah, forgot about that. They were supposed to be here, last Tuesday? But I've been told that the paving company is coming Friday. So hopefully Mr. Renzi shows up and does the drainage, and all that gets tore out and regraded to the drainage and all new pavement out there. So that's only been 2 years in the.
I'm gonna say, it's supposed to be first thing in the spring.
I apologize, I had one more. You know, you asked me about the council reports, but I wanted to also bring up, I wanted to ask a question and I know we have the school board here, but if we had made any plans for us getting together with them as far as the CRA.
I had emailed Rob. It does need to be public. You had said that we could do it as a working session. Now, I think you guys would have to probably pass something that it's a working session as well. You're more than welcome to meet here. We can come up with a date, but we do need to get it in the paper. But that's where we put ours at. I guess, would there be anything that would cover, even though it's public, if we opened it up public, Rob, can we get into anything to talk CRA as an executive? I didn't think so.
If you're not, part of the definition of a public meeting is you are there to take action.
We'll maybe come up with a date, couple dates here,
Okay.
and a little bit on mine. I have it down.
All right. Yep.
Rob, do you have stuff there?
Well, we talked about cybersecurity, I'll monitor that. The Northwestern Water was already discussed, that issue. And then Ed May has been very gracious to work with the mayor, and I've been observing from the outside in, helping finalize some easement restrictions and do's and don'ts, and I think that's been shipped out to Renee of AEP. So he put some time into that. We met for breakfast and emailed back and forth, and he's doing a lot to make good suggestions. So hopefully all that finalizes that stuff. This is about where they can be and what bridges they can use and other things like that. So hopefully that finalizes that. And of course, the monetary part of it is already done. So
Right.
other than routine stuff, I don't have anything else important for council.
On the AEP, they did come back and ask us if everything that we submitted could be done as a memorandum of understanding. And Ed called me right away and said, that's good because you're not probably ever going to sell it, because if you did it as a memorandum understanding, if you sold the property, it wouldn't necessarily transfer with it.
Right.
But it will need to be filed somehow, and he said, oh, God knows how to do all that.
I don't know about filing a memorandum of understanding, but we can look into that.
Okay, Chief.
So I'm well aware of the motorcycles, by the way. The two crop rockets that are running around like nuts. I know they're running the red lights, I know they're running the stop signs, I know they're going way too fast. They ran from the sheriff's office, it was over the weekend, and ended up getting upstairs and just stayed up there hollering out the window at them, and this guy's left. The problem of it is I could come in, because I can hear them from my house, and I could try to stop them, but they're gonna run. And do we want a chase like that, because we all know they don't end well? So I'm just trying to, and there's two females usually on the back of each one of them. So I'm just keeping report. I know it was Saturday. The one does not have a driver's license at all. And I believe from what I've seen in the CAD, they ended up towing or impounding that, but he's already got it back. I was coming around the corner about 4 o'clock today, and all 4 of them were getting on the motorcycles. So I pulled up next to them, and I waved, and I come down here, and I sat with my back hatch open, and I sat on the back of the cruiser just waiting for them to leave. At that point, I was going to go ahead and pursue. And then I left to go home and get around to come here, and they were gone. So I'm not sure what time they left, but they must have left pretty quietly because I did not hear them leave. So Just, we do know, and we're trying, it's just gonna take a little bit, I think, trying to keep from somebody getting killed, so. I did reach out to one of the family members, and we're not having much luck either, so. And then, so I had 9 incidences and 129 calls for service. Mitchell's doing pretty good. He has got to see some pretty good stuff here recently, so he's been pretty lucky.
His uniforms came in,
Yep,
everything's
he's-
ready for him.
Yep, he's in uniform and
Still waiting on a,
he's waiting on
His
his vest.
vest,
He's got
but
one
he's-
of mine on right now, yes.
any other questions for you?
So for a citizens report, how do we handle that?
I'm sorry.
For a citizens report, how do we handle that to turn that into you?
You just.
Just for example, I had pulled up here to the light,
Mhm.
and there was 2 other vehicles in front of me, and the other little gray SUV decided he was going to pull over into the parking lane and then turn right on Todd Street.
Do it all the time.
Nah.
Use that as a turn lane.
I know, and I looked
All
at
the
him like,
time.
what do you think you're doing?
Yeah,
Because
you
they
can-
probably don't speak English. so
You
it's-
can call me, you can turn something into Haley, however you want to do it. If I'm not in the office, you can give it to Haley. You can leave me a message. You guys all have my cell phone number. You can call. But just like with motorcycles, I mean, I have on video cars sitting here at a stop.
They
at
pull
the
up past
stoplight.
them, they cut ahead.
Well, they were sitting at a red light and the motorcycle come flying down Main Street, went right around and kept right on going, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't get the plate on the video and I can't get facial rec on the video. I know who it is, but I gotta be able to prove that too, so.
That was Saturday, I'm pretty sure, I don't know what time.
They're doing it almost every day.
I'm just afraid something's gonna happen to them.
Eventually it will.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Somebody's gonna pull out in front of them.
Mhm.
They exchanged words in front of our house the other day, and Brendan was all worked up about it. She better to take a picture.
There is exchanging words with a lot of people, because people in town are tired of it.
Well, it was with each other,
Oh.
on the 2 people on the bikes.
I know we have residents, that they're out there, with their phones out now and taping them, and so they're yelling back and forth, and the people are tired of it.
Right. Is it the same ones that happened, like a year ago?
No, it's not the same.
Oh, it's not?
No, these guys live right here on Main Street. The
Oh.
bikes sit right here on Main Street.
Ooh.
They live in John Hart's apartments, so.
Anything else for Tammy? Thank you. I just have a couple things. First of all, thank you for the birthday. We had lots of birthdays this month. Don and Donian on the 2nd, Billy Seifert on the 4th, Rob is today, and Jack Myers on the 28th. So, lots of them in September. Congratulations to Tyler, a new little gal. Lillian, I read the paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is everyone doing well?
Yeah,
Good.
doing real good.
And the older siblings are
They're doing good.
adjusting?
Yeah, they're coming along.
Good. I do have a thank you note here. Village people, because that's how I signed the card for Melissa. The luncheon was grand, the food was delish. Thank you to everyone that brought a dish. The gifts were delightful. You caught me off guard. My garden now looks like the front of this card. Hurriedly, I made a dash to the local garden center with all that cash. Bought up perennials and annuals too. Retirement is great with such a beautiful view. Thank you, Melissa, the poet. We talked about AEP. Looking for some possible dates to maybe have a working committee meeting with the school board. Now, you guys meet on Wednesdays, correct? Once a month?
Once a month. Yeah.
So, are you thinking before, not this meeting, but maybe between the September and October to get together, Glenn, or?
Yeah, I mean, we can. I have a feeling that we may take some sort of action on Wednesday at our
Oh,
board meeting, possibly.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure on that.
Okay. We haven't done much more. I know, Mike, you've done a lot of digging. Did you have any additional? I've had a lot of public comment to me. I don't know if all of you are getting comments as well.
Glenn held 3 meetings, and they were the last one was pretty.
Pretty vocal?
Yes.
Yeah. That's pretty much what I'm hearing. They are
Vocal for the positive or vocal for the negative?
Not positive.
I know, Michael, one of yours, you talked about the possibility of maybe not this round, but an incentive for down the road, or some ideas you had, right?
Yeah, well, there was options the school could do with they could, award 100% for the CRA with provisions that the builder pays a certain amount tax-free to the school over a lot of time or whatever, and, to try to increase that amount over the years. That way, when it came time where the taxes were due, that it wouldn't be a complete big adjustment for them.
I know he has said, or had stated, that his next project was going to be downtown, but I know he's visited with you and has some additional apartment ideas.
Yes, he was inquiring about putting a duplex on property he got from Deb Ewing. I don't think he can because there's no road frontage. An alley doesn't count as road frontage. And he would like to do the apartments above Primrose and some down below.
There is asbestos in that building, just so you know.
You would have to abate it.
Yeah, it's exposed asbestos too.
What I didn't know is what we were checking into legally a little bit is if we can put something in, if we did do a CRA that sort of forces his hand to do something on Main Street at some point.
You can do that or not?
I don't know. I'm waiting for an answer back on that yet, so.
Was this the first application since the CRA was adopted in 19?
Yes.
Yeah.
Therefore, enticing development, correct?
That was the original intent,
Yes.
was development. But he stated at the meeting that that EDO is not worried about development anymore, and they're looking more towards housing.
I mean, that's still development, I guess, depends on what you look at.
Okay.
I mean, development doesn't have to mean retail, shops, and restaurants. I mean, housing is development.
The biggest problem with that CRA is, it also includes, like, if you did so much work to your house, we would have to give you an abate. You could come and ask us for that. Like, because your house is older too, I believe, you could.
It falls under the history.
It falls under history,
Yeah.
and even the newer houses, there's a certain percentage. If you put so much into it, you can get 100% if you want, if the school board would approve it. So the CRA, unfortunately, was probably poorly written, because it should have never included residential
Right.
at all.
So what you're saying is if he does this and it gets approved, more people may come.
I honestly would see Randy Hostler coming.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I would 100% see him coming and asking for it.
And I think that's something we probably need to review ours and see if we need to.
It gets very technical. I mean, I work with a law firm that addresses all of Finley's issues, and we made a certain number of amendments,
Okay.
and they changed in the rules in 2013 or thereabouts from the original rules in 1994, and it's all over the place. But I think Max Cordonier helped the village put that together when
He
it
did.
came around. And a lot of places don't do a whole lot of things for residential. And I don't remember what the village did, but a lot of them don't even include residential.
No.
Was the process, if the school board is at least 50%, we can stay within that, but if it's higher than that, we can't go more than 50%, is that right?
And if it's,
We can't go more than what the school board.
We can't go
Right.
more, but we can go less.
and we can vote, what is it, 0 to 50,
0 to 50 is
We
in
don't have
your
to vote on.
guys' control.
it's
We
your
don't
guys.
have to.
Mhm.
It's ours, up to 50%, anything over 50 is.
Matt,
Only on, reduction only on his property taxes that go to
No.
the school, right?
And
What's that? Say that again?
His CRA reduction, or anyone would be looking for, is just a reduction off of the percentage of the property tax that goes to the school district.
Well, it would go to the school district, it would also go to.
Percentage,
you guys. Yeah.
everybody's percentage of the pie.
Yeah.
Station, the
Fire
PNP,
station, all that
Fire
stuff.
station,
The
everything.
library, well, they don't, yeah.
Yeah, the library's levy,
Yeah, library
that would affect them.
Glenn, did Matt get the answers from that
No.
meeting?
School has a big.
He hasn't yet, cause I know we were trying to confirm, cause it sort of
Right.
got into a gray area again where we were debating whether it's 75 or 50%, and it's sort of ping-ponged around a few times on us here, so I'm still waiting for that, and I'm
Okay.
assuming we'll have that before Wednesday.
he is in Hawaii.
So we will
Maybe
not
we
have
won't
that.
have that before Wednesday. Okay.
Did you ever present numbers when asked? He never came back with numbers on,
Yeah. Most of our numbers that we've gotten, either Jeremy's gotten or Linda's went after,
okay.
so.
My biggest concern with it, not so much probably for this property, but like other properties, especially ones that have a lot of housing on it, is if we give 100% CRA, right? Then that's gonna cut into funds that the fire station, the PMP had in order to respond to all of the population. And they're already tight on money as it is.
Well, and it also affects Portage and Pleasant townships too.
And
Right.
So it affects the whole ballpark of people. And we actually had, well, Glenn had at his meeting, a lady that said, honestly, the reason that Finley City Schools is having a problem with, that they are, is because of the CRA in Finley. Mhm.
I'm actually very pro-growth, but between the 25 to 30 participants I had at my 3 meetings, and then I probably talked to another 20 to 40, whether it was at the fair that taught me or other places, I don't know how I can do it without losing votes on a new school at this point, and that I can't have that. That's just my opinion right now. That could change, I don't know, but I don't see it changing.
Were you on voting members on the school board in 2019 when it was adopted?
No,
Or was that
I
before
wasn't.
your time?
No, the only ones I think that would have been Rob, Karoga,
and Lisa.
and Lisa.
I just worry it would deter, the one and only application gets shot down, would anybody even try in the future is something to think about.
But each one's individual anyhow. And
That's
I
what I
mean,
mean though, like, they see someone approach and apply and try and they get rejected. The next person is gonna notice that, I'm saying.
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying, Tyler. Yeah, I mean,
but honestly, it's just not, I have had phone calls since it came out. And quite honestly, if we pass this, from the school board sense, if we give him anything, we will not see any school. So,
Why is that? Why, if you don't
because
mind
people don't want him to get a tax break on that property. If he would've done something on Main Street, they would've been a totally different,
I didn't,
idea.
I got similar complaints, but it wasn't even necessarily Main Street, it was just, you're gonna ask for money for a levy, but you're gonna give somebody tax credit.
Yeah.
mhm.
And that was my comment at the last
Yeah.
meeting was, I understand it, and I think they're a good thing to bring in businesses and different things, but
Has he talked about his plans for Main Street? I haven't
He
talked
told
to
us
him in
at,
a long
he told us
time.
at the meeting that it wasn't a threat,
it wasn't.
but
Oh, yeah.
if we don't grant this, there will be no further development for
He said
anything that they
don't have any
own.
interest in,
Mhm.
I still think his plans, from the last time I talked to him, would be businesses on the bottom floor and apartments on the upstairs above those.
The last I spoke with him and saw some of his drawings and renderings, he's put significant time and effort into it. And the firm he's engaged with in Toledo is the best in the area, downtown revitalization work.
And that's fine, but
Right, but
the
if
community doesn't want
To
that.
this, to
That'd be
this
a shame
point
if
though,
we
if we don't
I
get a
don't
new
think you
school,
would.
I
we're not
think
gonna
he
be able
was
to
feeling
support all the
like
people that this new housing that
Pressure or
we're
something that
wanting
he-
to have
he
come
came
in
off
if the school
very
is
much threatened, I think, with his comments.
and the thing is with the school, there's no guarantee that
The first round.
denying this is gonna get votes for a new
Mm-mm.
school, but we don't need anything to hurt the
No.
possibility of getting a new school. Like, we need all the people on our side that we can
Mhm.
get.
I think the timing right now is just terrible.
Yeah.
The big picture is the timing is bad.
He can always reapply, correct?
No.
He has a year,
Not for this,
Oh, okay.
not for this, there's only 1 year.
he has a year after the application, or after the finalization.
Okay, so say for this one, you know, nothing happens, but then he does stuff,
Something.
grows
Maybe
whatever
reapply.
down Main Street,
Mhm.
and we have the school
He
already,
can apply for
maybe it
other
could be
ones, yeah.
revisited, you know what I mean, for the
Yeah,
next
'cause
property.
each one could be revisited.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to reapply, it's all taken separately.
Yeah, for the next
Mhm.
property, but for, it's just, again, the
Mhm.
timing on this one.
So I guess we wait to hear what you guys do, and then we have to decide what we're gonna do at our next meeting.
We can wait, and then if we need to convene again, we can come up with a couple dates and times and see.
Mhm.
Anything else for this evening? If not, meeting adjourned. Thank